Anybody want to see me on the table?
One of y'all beat him real quick. Embarrassing.
I beat him. This your stick or mine?
Look, you know the stick that is, son.
Right. Ouch. You don't want to see me, man.
And beat you already twice?
Huh?
Try to beat you twice?
Hell no.
You like tied, probably. I won a couple though.
I gotta let him get my friend. Play me again. You know how that go. You want some coffee or something, man?
No, I'm good.
I'm good, go cook, man, for you to get up out of here.
Watch festival.
Did y'all go up there with intentions on fighting the Crips, or was this something that happened?
Well, we was going. We knew the Crips was gonna be there. We wasn't getting along. Something bound to jump off. You know what I mean? So we had brims and dimmer lanes and bounty hunters coming from one side, Piru coming from another direction, bounty hunters coming from this way, and the shit hit the fan, you know what I'm saying? But at one that I was at, that one time the shit hit the fan and they started scrapping and shit, man. And then at one particular time, they started scrapping and shit and the police swooped in and niggas burst and shit. And I was standing next to Stanley Tookie. And I had my red rag hanging out my pocket, green khaki suit. And my homeboy walked up to me named Kev Mac, and he said, "Jeff, you're standing next to Tookie." And I looked, and his arms was bigger than my head. So I grabbed my little red rag and I stuffed it down deep and exit stage left. You know, keeping it on the real, my nigga, you know? So, yeah, but we was unified, man. It's sad today to see that, you know, brothers tipping on each other, killing each other, because on the reality, on my reality, it's like we all victims of genocides, man. You know what I'm saying?
So in your estimation, when did the term blood become the opposite of Crip?
Blood has been used, man, since like back in my grandfather's days. You know, back in, like, you know, old heads always said blood, you know what I mean? And the Crips had to handle it cuz, so the only most popular handle left out there was blood. So.
But when do you remember you guys being unified under the blood umbrella?
Shit, when my homies came, well, I was unified, Campanella was unified with Piru Street from day one, man, when the shit first hit the fan, so, you know. And then it spread to 151, where SG sat over there, then Nutty Bud from Fruitown, you know. We was all up under the same umbrella. We was from Compton and Ludus Park, you know.
So what I'm trying to ask you is like blood, the word blood, as far as with the red handkerchief, red bandana. You know, like when you will say we bloods, or you go on the margin and say, "What's up, blood?"
I think it started, man, from day one. I think when they first, like, I think that, I'm not for sure, but it happened simultaneously when the Crips first came and said they finna come turn this out. Blood came out right with it, you know what I mean, at the same time. So when they was like, cuz, we not nigga, we blood, you know, when we started flaming up, you know, with the red.
Do you think that's a term that was handed down from the older dudes, a term from the street, or something?
I think it was handed down from the older generations, man, because, you know, when I look back in history, man, you know, and I see older folks talking, they always say, "Hey, young blood," you know, like that. So that handle stuck, you know. Like your grandfather probably would say, "Hey, young blood," you know, some stuff like that. So I think that's how the word blood came apart. So we identified with that word, you know, before we would identify with cuz.
All right,
It fit, you know.
I'm gonna ask you this question I ask a lot of people. If you was to build a Mount Rushmore, what 5 Pirus would you put on there?
Whoa, that's a good one, man. What 5? If I was gonna build a Mount Rushmore, what 5 Pirus would I put on there? And man, you know, definitely it has to be Vop, Town, Puddin', LB, Sugarloaf, Black Ice. Yeah,
All right,
and it
now-
had to be 6 myself on there. You know.
All right. Now let's imagine we took all the red gangs, and you took 5 people out of all the red gangs. What 5 might you put on there?
If I took 5 people out of it, or I'm not understanding the question.
Okay, like you got Bounty Hunter, Athens Park, Grams, you got Campanella, Ludus Park.
Mm-hmm.
You got all these different sets. What 5 do you think was like amongst the top that could push a line or get things moving?
Most definitely Piru, man.
But I mean, is there any individuals that you guys look to, like maybe to throw a meeting or you knew was gonna take the fade with?
Well, I know, man, LB was pretty smart. Town was calculating, you know, Puddin', man. Them dudes is like, they set a trend, man, that's gonna last forever, man. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas is like legends, man. You know what I mean? Their names gonna live forever. You know what I mean? As long as there's people breathing, they gonna know about them niggas, man. You feel me? Them niggas is legends, man. Puddin' Town, Lil Benz, everybody on that street, man. You know, Lil Ronnie from the street, not Ronnie from my hood, Ronnie from the street. You know, the young, he was a little Ronnie then, you know what I mean? Ghost, you know, Sir Tom, Slick, you know, the niggas' names is gonna always be, you know what I mean? They pushed that line then, and it's lasted, man, there's niggas in fucking New York right now with the P tatted on them, you know what I'm saying? There's niggas in New York with 148th Street tatted on them, you feel me, niggas? So they pushed the hell out that line, you know what I mean?
You familiar with CV 155, right? Compton Barrio?
Yeah, 155?
Yeah, how far are they from the park?
They not too far, about like quarter of a mile, half a mile, somewhere around up in there.
Did you guys get along when you was growing up?
Back then I did, I had friends from there, man. Manuel, Jesse, man, they was 155, you know. There's another old set, Taco Flats, that's what they said.
Talk to your flat.
Yeah, and they've been around from day one, man, you know.
You guys attended high school together?
Yeah, they went to Compton and Centennial. Well, basically, 155 went to Compton.
Okay.
Yeah. They went to Compton High School.
Do you know how that beef came about?
Nah, man, that was like afterwards, man. All that shit jumping off after the late 80s, man, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not even with it, man. I don't even understand it. You know what I'm saying? When we would never fight each other. We would never argue, man. You couldn't even fight another blood back in the day when I was coming up. You know what I mean? The niggas wasn't nobody having it, man. Because if you did that, then you was considered to. We already had enemies. You know what I'm saying? So we wouldn't nobody fuck with each other. I was working with any blood cell I went to. You know what I mean? And we was open with open arms. You know, now it's like, you know, where you from, and it's really sad and ignorant, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing, man, you know, is the whole thing to me, man, is like divide and conquer. Because we a nation within a nation of people, man, ourselves. You know what I'm saying? A black nation in a nation that don't want us here anyway. You know? So.
When you was coming up, where was Tortilla Flats located at?
Okay, it was 151, 152nd, 53rd, 54th, 55th, 155. Those streets are in a row, man, off of Compton Boulevard. You know?
You happen to know where they got that name from?
Nah, man, when I was a kid, that name was there. It was just there. It was 155th Taco Flats, you know? If you're going over there in the 50s, that's where you're going. That whole hood was Taco Flats,
Barrio 13 wasn't thought of yet, were they?
Florencia 13, I knew a couple of niggas from there in 76. I met some niggas from Florencia 13, F13.
But not Barrio 13?
Nah, I never know.
What gang was on El Segundo or Mang prior to Barrio 13?
I'm not even familiar with that, but I can't speak on that. I can't speak on that.
Okay. Is 151 and neighborhood Piru considered the same or not?
Nah, 151 is 151. You know, neighborhood Piru came out like, you know, later, man. You know, before all this gang shit came out, man, we had unity amongst people mostly everywhere.
You had Panthers on Piru Street?
It's always been Panthers. It was Panthers from my understanding. It was some Black Panthers that lived on that street and some BGF members also. The older heads.
In the late 60s?
Yeah, the early mid 60s even, you know.
There was like 80% black population in Compton when you was coming up. Well, it seemed like seemed to me, you know, being outside, it was a lot of Mexican gangs. Was it a lot of Mexican gangs?
Not in the 70s, it wasn't. Now it's like, now it look like fucking Tijuana, man. You know? Shit, back, like you say, it was 80% black, so that's like 20% Latino. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 'cause wasn't too many white people in there.
Oh no, they fled after the Watts riots. You know, it was white families that lived on other different blocks and stuff like that. But then when the Watts riots jumped off, that's basically Compton just turned black, all black pretty much. But you had some people that wasn't going nowhere, but if they was white, they was moving toward Long Beach. They was going toward the beach areas, you know, Manhattan Beach or Long Beach and shit like that.
I'm gonna go back to the BGF. I don't need you to say no names. If you do, you do, but I don't need you to. Was it okay for Pirus to join the BGF in the early 70s, or was it frowned upon?
I don't know. From my understanding, man, a lot of cats joined BGF in prison because a lot of them were inferior to Crips, because the Crips was outnumbering every gang in the penitentiary. So a lot of people, from what I hear, started joining BGF as for whatever reasons, you know. I think that was could be one reason, but as far as Piru joining them, I can't speak on why they did that, what they did.
Yeah. I didn't mean Piru, but I meant Bloods.
Yeah.
I know, well, actually I did, because I wanted to know if y'all thought lesser of them or thought it was heroic. Have you ever heard of, you probably haven't heard of Terrace Town Hustlers?
Nah.
Yeah, they later.
No.
You knew Roy Tucker and Zane Smith?
Yeah, I knew. They used to come up to the park on the record house, man. Roy, Tommy Love, and, you know, the brothers over there off the front hood. And them was niggas from that way back, from Carver Park, Mona Park, in the front hood. They was all invited to the park, to the Tom Cross Record House, man. People came from all over LA, you know what I mean? So when they came up there, you know what I mean, they came with respect, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't mad at them, you know? And, you know, I was cool with some of the dudes over there, and some of them I wasn't, you know? I remember times, man, they came up to the park to little talent shows, man, at Campanella, man, and we had to push their ass all the way back to Wilmington, you know?
So once the war jumped off, how did you and your friends treat each other, your ex-friends treat each other? Did y'all remain cool, or?
Well, like them niggas, they was basically associates. I knew them. We never did kick it, you know. We weren't that close, you know what I'm saying? I was a straight park boy first, man, before all that, you know what I'm saying? So, my woman from the front hood, man, you know what I'm saying? I go over there, you know, and the niggas that know me, they gave me my respect, you feel me, man? So they know what it was. They know I was Piru.
What skating rings did you go to when you was coming up?
We went to one of Rosecrans, right there on Rosecrans, I think maybe a little past Western, if I'm right. Yeah.
Did you go to Dootoes?
I never even went to Dootoes skating ring, man. I don't even think it lasted that long. I've been in there a lot when I was a kid, bowling. You know what I mean? Before that, though, when I was young, man, we bowling all the time up in Dootoes. It was a bowling alley at first, you know what I mean? Then they had a separate side that was a dance spot, you know, for the dance. But Dootoes is known for a bowling, Dootoes bowling alley.
When did that play out?
It had to play out like in the late 70s or early 80s, I would think, man. The early 80s, or not, maybe like the mid 80s or something like that, yeah. Because of I think they shut Dootoes down as far as, you know, because one of the homies got killed up there, you know, one of the OGs that everybody know. Bartender got hit up there. I think that, you know, it got really kind of ugly, man. It got ugly basically in 73. I hear people talking about when, I want to put this out there, man. Niggas just talking about blood started in 74, man. You know what I'm saying? In 73, 33 teenagers got killed in Compton. You know what I'm saying? Behind Crips and Bloods, you know what I'm saying? So, nigga, check your fucking history before you start talking about when shit started, my nigga. You know who I'm talking to.
Mac, where they had Mac, where Tyrone had Mac up in the tree right there in front of the swimming pool. That tree's still there. Still there.
In the pen, all these motherfuckers that be having big names, be soft as a motherfucker in the pen. You know what I'm saying? And I been recognized that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what blew me up. You know what I'm saying? Cause shit, motherfucker, I get into a motherfucker, okay, we doing this. And motherfucker, man, we can't talk. Motherfucker, what you mean? Nigga shit like that. You know what I'm saying? No, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta leave the yard.